I'm sure many of you are aware of Waste Free Wanda, who does the rounds of the schools, but we've got a new kid on the block as well, and that's Biz McGee. And you'll hear Biz McGee on the radio promoting recycling and other initiatives, and he'll be talking shortly in the next couple of weeks over the curbside recycling. I'd like to highlight that over the next year, 2024, we'll be putting a lot of effort into making improvements to recycling through the region. In the case of Invercargill City and Southland District, that will include separation of glass waste from the other waste streams in the collections. In the case of Gore, it'll be reintroduction of a full recycling waste recycling system. The overall objective is to reduce waste and to minimise the volume of material going to landfills. We have a responsibility or a desire at the same time to ensure that the material that's sent to the landfills is not creating an environmental hazard or giving rise to safety issues or other risks. In that regard, our regional landfill in the last year has had 8 fires, and we're told by the operators that the electronic lithium batteries are a primary contributing factor to that. WasteNet considers it is a matter of priority to ensure that e-batteries are not put into collection bins for the landfill disposal or for recycling. Indeed, it's not permissible to do so, but until now there has not been a practical alternative. We are therefore grateful to Phoenix Metalman recyclers here in Invercargill and Mitre 10 in their stores in Invercargill, Gore, Winton and Te Anau to partner with us to ensure that we actually move forward in a sustainable and environmental friendly way. The facility we're at here today is particularly important because it's able to take all types of e-battery waste as well as all quantities. It's a one-stop e-battery disposal solution that provides a sustainable long-term option for WasteNet to partner with a reputable waste processing supplier. It has and creates many positives for both the environment and safety for both transfer station and landfill staff, plant and machinery. I particularly want to thank Annie Benjamin and Matt Keel from WasteNet for the work that they have done. We as the governance team of WasteNet make decisions on things that should happen, and these are the guys who actually make it happen, so thank you to them. While this is intended as a trial, I'm hopeful that WasteNet can provide on a permanent basis for the free disposal of e-batteries for households, and through this site, a safe, secure and hassle-free disposal option for others. While the latter will involve some cost where volumes exceed 20 kilograms, it's preferable to storage at individual sites with the dangers that go with that, and certainly preferable to the situation we have at present where it ends up in our landfills. Thank you.
Good morning everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank you all for coming here today to celebrate the opening of this battery recycling unit for the people of Southland. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jasmine Faulkner and I'm the Product Stewardship Manager for Phoenix Metalman Recycling. I've worked in the industry, the metal recycling industry now for 15 years and for the company for just over 12 years. I lead the battery recycling side of the business. Started off with lead acid batteries and it's obviously become what it is today with all the other different types. So this battery collection unit may not look like much, but it serves a remarkable purpose, and that is to stop these batteries from entering rubbish and waste stream. So it gives the people of Southland an option so they can actually recycle their batteries. As a business, we do already recycle a large amount of these batteries. However, this is our first official battery collection unit opening, and it couldn't be more fitting that it's in Southland today. So to give some context on that, back in 2018, while Metalman was owned by HWR Group, I was a part of a leadership focus course, and I was tasked with finding a solution for all of these other waste batteries foot containers worth now for recycling. We're frequently presented with other types of batteries, so you've got your alkalines, your nickel-based batteries, and the real fun ones, the lithium. So it was really clear at the time when I started to look at it that there was no recyclable outlet for these batteries at all, and they were just going into landfill. So it's really clear something had to be done. So with full support from HWR team, who are down the back here with us today, my task was to establish an environmentally sound solution for these other batteries. So the main objective was to provide a solution that was both effective and practical, because we all know that incorrect disposal of lithium batteries can lead to fire, and they pose a huge risk to not only the metal recycling industry, but also for the waste industry. They are generally the direct result of most of the fires that we're seeing in refuse centres and stations. And when they do enter landfill over time, they begin to leak cadmium and other toxic type of metals into our soils, which is not good for our environment. These batteries, though, contain rare earth elements and specialty metals that should be treated as a resource and not a waste. So in 2021, HWR Group sold Metalman to Phoenix, and the solution and I guess the intensity of the project just became more and more. So there was no way that we were going to stop, we had to keep going. From the beginning, we were really conscious that any initiative that we had could not just focus on your AA, AAA type batteries or just a couple of different chemistries. It had to include everything. So from button cells to hybrid and EV batteries, we can recycle them all. Over the last couple of years, quietly in the background while we're working on a solution, we have recycled over 126,000 kilos of these other waste batteries. So to put that into a physical perspective, there are 52 AA size batteries to a kilogram. So collectively and independently, we have recycled over 6.5 million of the AA size batteries from landfill, which is a lot. So I'll give you a bit of a breakdown on those chemistries. Predominantly, they're alkaline batteries, so around 67,000 kilograms. Lithium, just under 30,000 kilograms. Nickel cadmium batteries, just over 20,000 kilograms. And nickel metal hydride batteries, over 11,000 kilograms. Before Christmas, we will likely ship out another 100,000 kilograms of these other waste batteries from our Takanani location, which is consolidated of a lot of other collection points that is set up from our chief collection partner, eCycle, who most people know quite well down here. So in society's pursuit for technological efficiencies, batteries are in abundance and no real thought is given to the end of life. What many people don't realise is that these batteries are a hazardous waste at the end of their life. So it's just really simple to recycle them. For us to be able to recycle them, we hold various EPA permits hazardous waste permits with the New Zealand Environmental Protection Authority. And our downstream is very important to us. We visit and verify our downstream facilities. We've travelled across Australia and a few places within Asia, and we now have 2 dedicated recycling partners for our other waste batteries. Their facilities are simply world class. It's just incredible what they can offer. So currently we're the only metal recycling company in New Zealand that is recycling all waste batteries of all chemistries, and that's because it's not a straightforward task. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. It's taken us over 5 years of hard work to be here today, standing in front of you, opening our first ever battery collection unit. With limited resource in the way of standards within New Zealand and even across the world, we have investigated offshore, looking at what others are doing in the way of collecting batteries, so we can incorporate that into what we're doing here as a best practice and bring these solutions into our service. So, the battery collection unit that you can see here is made of steel construction. It is designed to contain a fire, but in addition to this, it contains fire-resistant liners and DG-rated bags. The unit itself is also fitted with a fire suppression system, which activates at 68 degrees, and also has a heat sensor, which is monitored 24/7 by an independent monitoring company. So we feel that we have done as much as we can to mitigate all risk as best we can. So the suppression system itself has been shown to control a lithium fire for up to 30 minutes, and that is the best that's currently available in the market. In continuation with our risk mitigation, we're currently working with FEMS, so we can ensure that our collection solutions align with their response efforts. And utilising our growing national footprint, which is currently sitting at 19 sites, we're hard at work to make battery recycling even more accessible to the everyday New Zealander. If anyone has any questions after this, feel free to come and find me. We've laid out a few different examples of the different types of chemistries. They're not all here today. There's something like 20 plus sub-chemistries of lithium itself, but feel free to have a look. I would like to finish by thanking Annie and Matthew at Invercargill City Council for your continued support and understanding while we finalise our collection model. I would also like to thank the WasteNet team for putting together this opening ceremony and for blessing our site, or blessing our infrastructure today within our site and for our team. And to the HWR ladies who are down the back, thank you for being here today to share this with us. It's really appreciated. And lastly, a big thank you to the entire Phoenix Metalman team. There's no way we could have done this unless everyone was on board. Thank you.
I guess just in closing, it's been a really unique project to be a part of on behalf of all of Southland. WasteNet and Phoenix Metalman have worked extremely hard. Well, WasteNet worked hard to get to the front of the queue with Phoenix Metalman. So, Jasmine, thank you very much. I know we had some stiff competition, and you held your word around keeping us at the front of the queue. So, thank you very much. I guess the emphasis from the WasteNet team has been able to try and have all Southlanders front and foremost for this initiative, from our rural-based farmers and all corners of the Southland district through to Gore and obviously here within the city. So both options that we've been able to work through with both Phoenix Metalman and eCycle via Mitre 10 New Zealand has provided that pathway, and with the aim of trying to provide a user-friendly and easy initiative for all Southlanders and all public visitors, and that to Southland, a pathway for e-battery waste. So, thank you.
Jasmine, would you like to help me? I'm waiting so it goes inside.
Which way are you doing it?
So it's with pleasure that I open this e-battery recycling process here in Invercargill.